Hello everyone, Fred here. In this installment of TPP Dynamite, I'm going to be discussing some breaking news that will warm the hearts of all the DCEU fans out there. That is how Netflix has recently announced its official purchase of the Snyderverse and a commitment to completing it under Zack Snyder's original vision. First things first though, if you haven't already, let me encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I post film, book, and TV series reviews. I do opinion pieces on entertainment, news, and affairs. I'm also an author of adult and young adult mystery novels. To date, I've released 3 books: The Women in White, The Lethal List, and Textbook Murder. They're all on sale. There are purchase links in my video description below, and I encourage you to check them all out. With that in mind, and without further ado, I'm going to just dive right into it. So as many of you know, there's been a bit of a rumble in the jungle for DC Entertainment over the past few years. There was the Warner Brothers Discovery merger, then David Zaslav appointed James Gunn and Peter Safran to lead the newly formed DC Studios and captain a shared film universe, the DCU, based on stories from DC Comics. That of course put an abrupt end to the old shared film universe, the DCEU or the Snyderverse, which was largely shaped and influenced by Zack Snyder's vision. The DCEU had plenty of problems, but also plenty of fans, which is why David Zaslav and James Gunn took plenty of heat from those fans, most of whom felt like Zack Snyder never got a chance to finish his vision for the Snyderverse, like the Snyderverse's most major star, Henry Cavill, never got his due as Superman, etc. Many of those same fans also pushed for a streaming service like Prime Video or Apple TV Plus or Netflix to purchase the rights to the Snyderverse and allow Zack Snyder to complete it as a series of streaming films. Warner Brothers Discovery has, after all, recently been selling licenses for some of its properties to streaming services, allowing those services to produce DC Comics-based content that simply wouldn't work on HBO Max, given that James Gunn wants to transition HBO Max into a service whose DC Comics content is set solely within the DCU. And Netflix does have a very solid relationship with Zack Snyder. Zack has signed a first look deal with Netflix and has already produced 2 reasonably successful films for the company. Netflix and other streaming services have been rather cagey about the idea of continuing the Snyderverse for several good reasons: extreme expenses associated with buying those rights, extreme expenses associated with making the movies, hesitation to basically pay for the right to make content that will only boost a competitor's brand, and so on and so forth. However, to what I'm sure will be the delight of every Snyderverse fan, Netflix is now officially reversing course. Screen Rant and Bleeding Cool News, as well as several other major outlets, released articles earlier today breaking the news that Netflix is planning to purchase full rights to the Snyderverse collection of DCEU films for roughly $800 million, and to continue with Zack Snyder's DCEU vision. These articles reveal next to no information about which movies or actors will be included in the Netflix Snyderverse continuation, but they do reveal that there will be at least 2 more Flash movies and 2 more Justice League movies. Zack Snyder himself also announced as much in a thread that he released on X, formerly Twitter, this morning. In that thread, he said, "As I'm sure plenty of you have already heard by now, the Snyderverse has been having quite a happy Monday. And there's no point in burying the lead here, so yes, I can confirm that it's all true. Yes, Netflix has purchased rights to the DCEU collection from Warner Brothers Discovery and will be continuing with my original vision. Yes, there will be at least 2 more Justice League films and 2 more Flash films. No, I'm not at liberty right now to share more beyond that. Do not ask about Ezra Miller. Do not ask about Man of Steel 2. Decisions are still being made there, which is all I can say for now. More details will come in due course, but I'd like to offer my most heartfelt thank you to everyone who fought so strongly across so many platforms to get this done. You all made it real when even I believed it was over. I won't forget it, and I'll try to do you all proud." Needless to say, those messages have set the internet ablaze with comments and questions and congratulations from Snyderverse fans. Now, there is plenty to unpack in those messages, but I think the best place to start is with